everybody. We are here, and I saw it yesterday during the fan event. Charlie is just coming out of the theater watching Scream 6.
Ooh, still got shivers, yo.
I can't, I can't,
Yeah,
hold on, wait. So, first of all, this is going to be a spoiler review. If you don't want
straight
any,
up,
if you don't
right
want
from
any
the beginning.
spoilers, turn back right now. If you want to join in on the conversation, the link is scrolled by below, and I'm also about to put it in the comments if anyone wants to join in and discuss. But first of all, I guess should we try to talk about it in order as much as possible? Like, what should we talk about the opening scene?
Yeah, we can just spell it out as far as we can like remember. It's so much packed into. Definitely the longest. That was the longest Scream movie of all six. Yeah,
By like a couple minutes, right? It's
yeah.
not
It
like
was. It definitely was giving Scream 2 vibes all throughout, even the runtime. Like Scream
I feel
2.
like it was giving Scream 2 and 3.
It
It was,
was. It
and
was.
all it was all of them really.
It was. It really was. It
Yeah.
was. It was.
But
And it
I don't know. Since Scream 4, I was kind of thinking like, well, I mean, they got me in Scream 4 too. I guess is what I'm trying to say because I was like, oh, are they gonna make this one different by showing us who the killer is all the way from the beginning?
That is exactly what I said. Like I didn't know how to feel. I was like, okay, so it's that was a left turn. Like it's doing something new, completely different. Like it was it was Scream, but it was like any other Scream. Like to have the killer revealed or killers revealed in the opening sequence, like that was metal. That was hard. And that was like, bro, like I didn't know how I felt. I was a little disappointed, but that didn't last very
So
long.
can you rank the opening scenes? Like where
Of
would this
course.
fall? Or where would this fall?
I mean, just because the first one, Drew Barrymore, come on, like, I guess number two.
Really? You think it's
Yes,
number 2?
I do. I do.
I think it's only better than Scream 4. It's like,
Four was terrible, but
yeah,
it was
that's what I'm
different for
saying.
what it was back in 2011.
No,
But
it's
no,
still terrible. Like, what do you
no,
mean?
yeah, God, yeah, it was awful, but it was just in 2011. It was new. It was like, oh, it's different, like in a movie, and technically, it's all still in the movie. So that had the biggest body count in an opening scene. It's still Scream 4, but well, yeah, yeah, it's still in the war. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the refrigerator.
Well,
I mean, at least, show us that.
yeah,
Like,
I wanted to see the interaction between the two, his accomplice, and he was talking to well, let's see there. Um, yeah,
that was kind of a big, that was a big theory even from Scream 5. People were like, oh, there's going to be two ghost faces working against each other. And I thought
that's what I think so different. Ghostface versus Ghostface, but really didn't get a fair chance. But
That's what I'm saying. I wish they would have actually made that more in the actual movie, not just the opening. Like
yeah,
maybe like the first 30 minutes or something. Give it a little
or to
more.
fight back a little bit, like defend himself or try. It was just I was so confused. My brain was going so many ways I couldn't even like grasp what was going on for a minute. That I really, for maybe 10 minutes after the fact of this scene, I thought the guy that was trying to hook up with Tara at the party, I thought that was the accomplice for some reason. I don't know why, but no,
I
it
don't
was.
know. I
Yeah, I was
don't.
like, wait, who was the guy in the fridge? Like that was.
Did Did you watch the little featurette thing?
Yeah, I've seen everything like, leading
That
up. Like
guy the neighbor guy, he's annoying, right? Like I didn't like his character, and I feel like he acts just like that in real life, based on
Oh,
the.
I was so that I was like, we're gonna get to everything, but I was so glad that it wasn't the boyfriend or it wasn't the love interest. Like, okay, like it was really given that vibe that it was him, and then I was in the middle of both my best friends, so I was in the middle, so on both sides, I was the one talking to them because they really couldn't talk to each other, and they both were, we point fingers like the who done it throughout the whole movie, and one on my left, it was on my right, it was going to be the neighbor guy, the boyfriend. It sucks that we can't even remember his name. I can't even fucking remember his name. That's how important he was.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
shit. But he was cute. But no, that's neither here or there.
I don't think so.
Cute. I'm just glad it wasn't the love interest. And oh, now on my left side, no, yeah, it doesn't matter. Was Ethan. She was pointing fingers at Ethan.
That's
And
actually. Remember, I told you I had a bunch of spoilers that I saw. Ethan is the
yeah,
only.
well,
That's
you
the only one
you were
that wasn't
telling
spoiled
me,
for me.
but like I said, I was reading your messages cautiously. I was
No,
really
so look, I
squinting,
wasn't. No, I
so I
wasn't.
couldn't really.
I wasn't giving you the spoiler. I was telling you how to
Yeah.
avoid the spoiler.
Oh, like avoid the spoilers. Literally since Wednesday night, I did not go on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter,
All right, wait,
Instagram,
hold on.
nothing.
Let me explain now because this is what I wanted to explain to you before actually. So
Yeah, because
the first spoiler I got, it was because there was a thumbnail on YouTube,
yeah, exactly.
and
That's why I stayed off. Of course.
it was the detective, and the title was Scream 6 spoilers, killers
Yes.
leak. So I
Yes.
was like, does that mean he's one of the killers?
Yes, it does.
And
But
then another.
you know yourself, and it gives you recommends videos based on what you watch and stuff. So of course those thumbnails are gonna come out. Like I remember the Spider-Man movie, everything when like Tobey Maguire came through the fucking portal. That scene the night it came out or the night before after the fan event, that was the thumbnails everywhere, and I was like, well, fuck. So I knew with this movie, of course, it was gonna be like that. I
But there
did
was a
not
bunch
want it
of
spoiled for me. I wanted nothing spoiled for me.
there was a bunch of fake ones too. So I thought
Of
maybe
course.
it's possible this is one of the fake ones.
Well, I would say like, and it's funny because, like I said, my friend on my right was thinking it was the love interest of Sam, and then my friend on the left thought it was Ethan, and then I thought it was, the father, Officer
But
Bailey.
see, that's the thing that I didn't like about Scream 2, especially, right?
What? Wait, what you mean? Elaborate.
The Mickey character.
Oh yeah, that was
He
a
was
throwaway
not
for me.
he was not originally supposed to be Ghostface.
No, not at all. He was
The,
actually one of the only ones that wasn't supposed to be Ghostface, and ended up being in the end.
but that's what I'm saying. Like that character, that it can be anyone. Like
You don't
that's
that
how I
who
feel
done it
about
thing
Ethan.
wasn't really in here, honestly. When I think about it and you go and watch it, it was so kind of obvious who the killer was. I mean, after the big fight scene with I can't remember who it was, but he came out when he had a little limp, Officer Bailey, and then even when he was looking in Sam's eyes and was like, "You kill one of mine, like I kill yours," I was like, dude, is this I'm not gonna say Richie's father or something? Was that like the son, like that you
That's what I'm
lost?
saying. See, that's what I didn't
It
like
was
about it,
so
right?
it gave it to you, so it wasn't that who done it killer thing in all the Scream movies. It was kind of already in your face, and I mean, of course, if you're not a super fan, it would probably pass you by. But if you are, it was very kind of obvious who the killers was. The only surprise I got was Quinn, and that was paying back homage to Roman because one, the death was off screen, but then you seen, but it was a dead body, and so it's
Which
like,
I feel like it makes more sense for Roman to do that because he worked in Hollywood. It does not make sense for them to buy a fake body. Being a detective doesn't mean you have access to fake prosthetic bodies
True. I mean,
easily.
there's a lot of little plot holes that I just can go on and on about, but it was for what it was. It's what it was. Like even watching the trailers when they first leaked and they go in to the lair and the shrine, I was thinking like I even said we said in our movie the trailer reactions, who has access to all this kind of stuff? Who would have access to these things? The police. Who's police? Kirby and Officer Bailey. Like it's the only really surprise I kind of got was Quinn. I did not know who was coming out on that left side. I didn't think it was Gail, obviously when that, but and then Mindy because what happened. So I'm just like, who the hell is left? I'm like, it's Quinn. She ain't dead. We've seen this before. It's done this.
But that's what I'm
But
saying.
I didn't know it
I
was coming.
the whole movie, right? They made it different. Like
Hell yeah.
they threw in like Easter eggs that fans would know,
Hmm.
but the whole movie wasn't like Scream 2 up until the very end. And that's what I didn't like about it. It's
I
like,
would say, honestly, my least favorite part about the entire movie was probably the final 15 minutes.
yeah,
Was,
exactly.
what came after the reveal. It was, it's definitely in the middle, towards bottom 4, 5, or
And
6 of
and
my favorite.
do you really believe that Quinn did all that at Gail's house? Because Ethan and the detective were at the park or whatever.
True. Well, yes,
I
I'm
don't
only going
think
to say
Quinn.
yes because of Scream 5 and all of Amber's killings. If Amber did all that, yeah, I think
That's
Glenn did
why
it.
I'm mad.
Absolutely.
I really thought there was gonna be like there was a third killer in Scream 5, and that's how they would reveal a
Same.
third killer.
I thought it was too. I thought
Oh my
the
god.
real killer of Dewey was going to emerge, but that got slapped in my face. Hell no, it was fucking Amber. I mean, I definitely lost hope a long time ago that it was Stu, but I mean, golly.
So why do they have the poster with the train and Stu's thing is red? Stu's name is in red. Like,
Just to get fans to,
and also why
who
are there?
is kind of meta because of all fans of the half and half divide of is Stu still alive? So why not on the poster have his like a little dot, like
And
just to keep us.
why is Stab the musical and Stabix? Why is that in the posters if they didn't mention it at all in the movie?
I'll say that's because the same reason the one of the biggest lines in the trailers that had me thinking like, is this like a trained like army navy vet whatever or whatever you could think of? Why is this Ghostface so different? What, like I'm something different? Like, oh my god, where that was not mentioned. That was not a line in the movie. Not a line.
Exactly. And I think there was another one too.
There
Or
was a
something
couple.
else.
There was quite a
Yeah.
few. I mean, we kind of picked apart and dissected the ladder scene,
The ladder
and we
scene was
were
amazing
right. It
actually.
was so good. It was so
Yeah.
good. It
Wait,
was
did you
so
see it?
good.
Did you see it in 3D?
I would like to on Tuesday. I think
I
I'm off
actually
work. I think I'm gonna go back. I've seen Scream 5 in theaters 3 times, and what was it for? Yeah, because it was 4. Because not the first night. It was my birthday with all my friends, and I went back by myself 3 times. So 4 times over that. I think it's a 6 week for 4 week span before it hit Paramount
that's what I'm
Plus.
saying. I was trying to figure out if this is worth going because I saw it like a lot of times in the
I
theaters
kid
too.
you not. As we were leaving the theater and we were getting out and going heading towards the elevators and the door, I was thinking like, oh shit, yeah, I drove here by myself. We all drove separately, all 3 of us in our cars. It's fucking 9:20. I think I'm gonna go back and catch the 9:40 show like right now. And I'm gonna get a couple beers and sit back but I'm like, no. And that's only because my luck, tomorrow is my last day on probation. Um, Getting off 2 years probation. Yay, me.
Nice, nice.
Just thinking, all my luck, I'll just have like maybe the tiniest bit of like alcohol still in my system and blow like a .2 or .03, like something
Wait,
mouthwashing
wait,
maybe or
stop,
something.
stop. You can't even say that on the live, even if
Really?
I don't think
What?
so. Why are you saying that? What are you talking about?
Just saying, just it would just no, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, not at all.
As long as the
Um,
test is good.
yeah, yeah, I promise you. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, but just skimming right over that, that's the only thing I didn't, so I didn't stay and see the next movie. I just wanted to sit back and relax and have a few beers and watch it. So I'm thinking like maybe on Tuesday when I'm off, I just get an Uber and go see it in 3D.
True, true. Yeah, when I walked out of the theater, I was like, did they really need to, like, a lot of the movie didn't need to be in 3D, but the latter scene was like actually amazing. Now that I've like am thinking back on it, because what I don't like about 3D movies is that a lot of time, first of all, I think the best 3D movie so far has been that Final Destination
Yeah, okay,
that
I was
was in
gonna say
3D,
like, okay, okay, yeah,
right?
I agree.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one,
because it
I
was
don't,
shot for 3D. Scream 6 was not shot. I don't think it was shot for 3D. That was,
and
I think,
yeah,
a last minute kind of spin,
and
before, like a
the
month before
reason
it came
why
out.
when they do
Hmm.
stuff like that, when it's not shot for 3D, it just looks like you're looking into a fishbowl, right? It's not
Right.
like stuff coming out
So
at you.
maybe you
But
don't
because
recommend that. Maybe
no, but
what's the
because
next
that
step? What's
shot,
the step up
what do you mean, 4DX?
from a yeah, okay, yeah, 40x from this the regular, I don't know.
I saw it in 4DX and 3D.
Oh, is
So,
it 2-in-1 thing?
yeah, so like when Ghostface is stabbing someone, you
Oh
feel
God,
water splashing on your face, like the blood
bro,
splatter.
no, that it was already such an experience. Just seeing it. I'm just gonna say, for everybody watching or that's going to go see it or whenever it is, to me, and just pay it forward. It's a respective screen. It needs to be seen in theaters. It has to be seen in theaters.
But that's what I'm saying.
Probably
Yeah,
see it
like
from the
we
big
get it.
screen.
You paid your respects to Scream, but if the point was to make like a new movie, right? That's why it's set in New
No,
York.
I
You were
mean,
trying to
I
make
mean,
it
I
all
mean,
new.
I said when I said that, I was implying for fans to pay respective screen and get them box
Uh,
office numbers up.
oh, I
That's
see,
what
I
I
see.
meant, and go see it in theaters. Like, come
Oh,
on
true.
now, I want to break that 40 million mark. I think it's coming. Like, well, I mean, it's only fucking Friday night. Let's give it to
What's
Sunday.
what's been the number one movie so far?
I believe. Well, it was the first one, right? After it hit 100 million or something. But it
No, no,
seemed
no.
like it
I
wasn't
meant
until
right
like week
now. Like,
5 or 6.
what does it have to beat out right now?
I believe 40 million
But
opening
what
weekend.
movie? I'm saying does it have to beat out
Um, I have to check. I have to check. I just know
to be
that
the number one movie? What's the number one movie? Like last week?
I
I
just
don't
meant
know.
for screen
I
for
see. I see what
one
you're
through
saying.
six is what I meant. Like the biggest office numbers.
Oh,
It's
40
40 million.
million would be.
Yes, opening weekend.
It probably is like
I
for
hope
opening
so.
weekend, but I feel like the later weeks it's gonna go down faster than
Yeah, of
Scream
course,
5
it
did.
absolutely will. The opposite of the first one.
But I'm saying that's because this one is not as it. I feel like I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, I don't need to see it in theaters as many times as I saw Scream 5.
I
Scream.
agree.
So
One more time.
look. So the reviews, like one of the final trailers that had it showed you the reviews and stuff. It said that this was a game changer and that it was genius. Do you agree with that?
I don't think it was genius,
It was a
but
game changer, kind of.
yeah, it was. It was definitely a game changer.
Except that
But
last part. Except the
yeah,
last part.
so that's why it wasn't a 10 out of 10. That's why it wasn't perfect. Like the first one, to me, the first one's a 10 out of 10. It was a perfect movie. It just, what it did for horror, the genre of horror. It like broke the mold. It just did so much. It was scream. I mean, I almost dare to say this is my not favorite Scream, but second, number two.
Like your favorite sequel.
Yes, absolutely.
I think so.
I need to know from you because you've said this a couple of times to me already. I just need to know why you like 5 better than 6,
So okay, I found the perfect way to explain it
please.
before, right? So like to me, and first of all, I was actually looking at other reviews, and there was someone that reviewed that was saying they don't like when Scream is meta. And I'm
Yeah,
like, then why do you like
that's
Scream? Shut
Scream.
up. Get out of here.
Hello,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Scream, right?
So the progression of it, right? Scream 1, it was about people, they were fans of movies, and they wanted to create a real life scary movie, right?
On top of Billy's motive and revenge, but yes, that was it to make their own movies, and he was a super fan of horror.
Yeah, but
So
you need a motive in a
yeah,
scary movie. That was his whole thing. So
hmm
perfect. Second movie, that was when it was, and that's why I'm okay with the Mickey, right? I'm okay with the Mickey because they tied it in with the sequel thing, and then I liked the mom. That was actually a surprise,
yeah, it was shocking.
and it was like a callback or a shout out to Friday the 13th, right?
Yes, it was Mrs. Voorhees.
Okay, that
Absolutely.
was genius. That was the first time it was done. They don't need to do it again. That's how I feel.
Yes, agreed.
But also, I feel like that was also kind of like a little side quest, which it was a really good side quest, right? But when
Right.
you get down to the real story, it's about Sydney. It's about what happened with Sydney's mom. Then you get back to the real story in Scream 3. And Scream 3, okay, so the first one, they were fans of movies and they were trying to make a movie. The second one, it became a movie and they were paying homage to movies. The third one, they were in the movie. They were on set. They were in Hollywood. And then because it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why does Jenna, well, just to, I don't want to interrupt you, but why does Jenna Ortega in all her interviews keep on saying this one is so different and all this because it's the first one outside of Woodsboro? Jenna,
Exactly. Well, because they're on the Woodsboro set in Hollywood.
but they're not in Woodsboro.
But Sydney says they're in Woodsboro. Remember? She's like, it
Yeah,
happened in
and then who says that's not what, and Dewey says that's not what Burrow said.
exactly. All
Um,
right, but then okay, so then again 4 and 4 is the opposite I think of 6, right? Cuz 6 I liked a lot of the beginning, I didn't like the end. Scream 4 I
what
didn't
about the
like
middle
I didn't like it, but I loved the end. I cuz
of four?
Scream 4 I was worried they were going to make Jill the new main girl, the new final
Well,
girl.
they
And
were. They were. She was not supposed to die.
so who
You know, yeah, 4 before Wes Craven died was written as a trilogy. It was in the sequel, just like this sequel.
so was
5,
it was really supposed
Kirby
to
was also
end
to survive as well.
it was really supposed to end with her like with the camera people taking pictures of her like and she's a
Yes,
survivor
yes.
and
And
they
Sydney was coming out of like is it amnesia? Coming out of um you know the fuck when you're just totally out, like wake up like days later.
yeah
A
amnesia
coma. She
coma
comes out of a coma and cannot remember what happened. So Jill gets
oh
away with it, and
I see.
Kirby survives. But it's one of those Dewey coming out on the gurney at the end, like one of those
I
moments.
didn't know that was the plan.
Yes, sir. And
Oh,
the thing was, even better, what we wanted kind of from this movie, 5 was having Kirby and Jill go off to college, Sydney not remembering who the killer was, and another Ghostface stalking Jill and calling her like, "I know what you did," like I know, and they're Ghostface,
oh
and
yeah, that would have
so
been
it's
good.
Ghostface. It
That
was
would have been
so
good.
good, wouldn't it?
All right,
Wouldn't it?
but look, see that one I feel like also was kind of like a side quest because it wasn't about Sydney, it was about Jill, right?
Yeah,
So
but
that's
yeah, but it was
why I
about Jill
don't like
becoming
that.
Sydney.
And it's also that movie is not about movies. It was more about like reality almost. You know what I
Taking it
mean?
into the new
decade because
and
the
and
final
and
movie
and
was in
yeah,
2000.
I get that that is where we were going. That is what was
Mhm.
happening, like found footage type scary movies.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they. I don't know. I don't think they did it right because there wasn't a lot of that. There was the one guy with the little camera, but I feel like they could have done more to make it
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
But then five is genius, right? Because then five they
One.
bring it back to one. They bring it back, and just like the people in one were fans of scary movies and they wanted to make a scary movie, now in five they're so super fans of Stab and they wanted to make their own Stab. Like,
But for some reason, and I don't know why, I remember when I was watching it, I kind of felt that. Like, what could the motive possibly be? And that's kind of really thought it was. And when I look back at the other four screams, for some reason, I thought it was done already. Like, super fans or, whatever, wanting to make their own
who did
movie.
that? Who did that? Who did that?
I don't think anyone did, but I don't know why I felt that way. And I felt like,
That's
oh, okay,
no,
to
that's
me,
what I'm saying. They captured that first scream in
they
that.
did,
Like,
especially having it being Billy's daughter and all that. I think that everything to tie it back to the first one, it was genius.
no, I don't even mean about having it be Billy. I
No, just no, it's multiple things, but just having it so well done tied back to the first one.
yeah, not
And
just that.
what can
It's
they possibly do now after another 10, 11 years? Because 4 was in 2011. Like, where are they going to take this? My
like the
God, everything's
scene,
so old.
like the scene with Mindy, right? Just that scene alone, her when she's and the ghost face is behind her in five. I'm talking about
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like
Mhm.
that scene alone is amazing, and they made that whole scene the whole movie. You know, that's how I feel
Right.
about the whole movie.
And I thought they were doing it up like Scream 2. And I thought they were killing off Mindy like they did Randy. Like it's the fan favorite. She was the fan favorite from 5. And Kirby was the fan favorite from 4, but that's
I
not
don't
here or
know.
there.
I still
It's debatable. It's debatable, but a lot of people will say like as the new character, but she was the fan favorite. And then the sequel, with Randy, I just think my, even though I still clapped and was so happy and cheered when, Chad came around in the fucking, in his gurney, like Dewey, I just think one of the twins
no.
should have died. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. And
definitely.
I don't understand how Chad survived, but whatever. It's cool.
And
Like,
they did this.
dude.
They did the same thing last in Scream Five when he
Well,
was
they did it
out.
with Dewey. The same
Yeah,
thing,
he
1
did.
and 2.
But did he do a thumbs up in one and two? He did like a thumbs up.
No, it was him, his same things to Gail. Like, saying, Gail, some, and, just
Exactly.
words, but they
I don't
did
know.
that twice with Dewey, and they did it with
I
Chad.
like it. I like it when it's not so obvious that they're. I mean, I do like it when it's obvious. Wait, I don't know. It's just sometimes they just hit and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
That one was not it when he did the four. Like,
I mean, I also love how we all have been referring to them as the core 4 when, you talk about it. And that's literally the lines they use in the movie, like right out of fans' mouths. And then everyone is using the exact words that if Sydney's not going to be in the 6th one, or even whether she was or not, the fans want to see Sydney have her happy ending. And that's literally what they said in the movie. Like, Gail said to Sydney, her happy
but
ending.
that's what I'm
And
saying. Do you think that they were afraid fans would be mad if it wasn't parent that was the killer?
what do you mean?
Because it's one of the parents. I meant like a mom. It could have been the mom too. Like they. Where did he just go? So my point is that I feel like really they wanted it to be like Scream 2 as far as the ending. So instead of it being Billy's mom, it's now Richie's dad. And they felt like the fans would be mad if that didn't happen because that's the natural progression of these Scream movies. But this one was supposed to be different. I get that they did that with. So this is why they can't be better than Wes Craven, right? They're really good at what they did with Scream 5, and Scream 5 is genius. It is. I think it's genius because I already explained. It's like the next level. First one, they're talking about movies. Second movie, the movie Stab is made. Third movie, they're in the Stab movie. Then fifth movie, it's like the cycle starts all over again, except it's about these people that are fans of the Stab movies, not just scary movies. That's why I think it's genius. But yeah, like, and then they kind of combined 2 and 3 because it's you found out that it was Richie's brother. I guess that's also like a Scream 3 shout out because you found out Roman was the brother. So I'm trying to figure out like what they're gonna do with 7 because 7 has already been officially greenlit. Like, are they gonna make it a brother character, a half brother character? Sorry, I kept talking and so I kind of skipped ahead. What
Yeah,
was I?
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you did. And someone just fucking called me, and I have no, that never really happened before. Like, what the? I was just like, oh gosh.
I
Anywho,
mean, are you good? You need it.
yeah, yeah, everything's good. I would just like,
Okay.
and I'm not talking right now to you.
What did you ask me though before you left? I forgot what I was answering.
um,
I remember what I was saying, but I forgot why I was.
what were you saying? And that'll probably remind me what I even asked. I know we're talking about Chad, Mindy, and
Oh yeah, so I was worried. I'm thinking that the fans would be mad if this movie didn't have a mom or dad be the killer because that's the natural progression of the Scream movies. First it's the boyfriend, then it's the parent, and
well,
then but then because I was saying because they kind of mixed up 2 and 3 because it was not only the parent but it was also the you found out it was a brother.
yeah, and the fourth one, it's the cousin. It's always in the bloodline.
So what are they gonna do with 7? Scream.
I have no idea.
So is
It was
Scream
not a
7?
cliffhanger. And nobody knew
Yeah.
Scream One of the killers got away. It's what the hell are they going to do with Seven?
So is Scream 7 finally gonna be an original one? Like, you know what I mean? Is this gonna be the Ready or Not people's original Scream movie now? Are we done copying?
Um, I thought this one was just so different and not a copy until you get to the ending. I'm like, oh,
That
okay.
makes
I've
that
seen
makes
this
it that
before.
makes it too much of a copy for me already.
Yeah, yeah, because they've done this before. It was, but and one of the things I really like too is how it tied back to Richie and everything. Like they connected five, directly to this and six. Even though we like seen this before in the second one, from the first one from Billy and then his mother. But yeah, it
And
was
see, there was so much potential with the Vince character too because that was supposed to be he was related to Stu, right?
yeah, it was Stu's
It could have
nephew.
it could have been his mom. You know what I'm saying? That would
Yeah,
have been a
yeah,
good twist.
yeah.
Like
Because yeah, I
so, and
agree.
also it doesn't make in Scream 2 it makes sense because Debbie Salt was a reporter. She could travel anywhere, but Detective Bailey just so happens to work, and to be a detective, I'm assuming you have to be
They
there for a
spelled it
while.
out for you. Like it just so happens, like his daughter is roommates with,
Yeah.
it was.
How is the daughter roommates with Sam and Tara and Chad's roommates with the brother?
Well, you didn't know that that was his son, so that was a little surprise. But we knew that was his daughter. And
No,
if you
but
look at it, I'm like,
how
it's
could
a
the
father
family
daughter.
really plan that? Because they said it was an anonymous ad or whatever.
Hmm. Did they? I thought they said they juke. Um. Oh, so they juked the lottery. They
No, the lottery was for the roommates, and then Sam and Tara put out an anonymous classified ad for a roommate.
hmm.
And then also the other thing I was gonna say. What was the other thing I was just about to say before I said all that? Another thing that doesn't make sense. If he's the detective and there was already people that thought Sam was the killer, he could have obviously just like had her imprisoned or something and then killed her in the prison. Like have
Her
them.
in prison, they didn't have solid proof
They
because
don't.
even though they had her ID and stuff at the crime scene, she had an alibi of where she actually was. So they really didn't have any probable cause to keep her.
I mean, there are people that have been arrested for. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Wrongfully accused,
Yeah,
and
that was a big thing.
I'm
But that
still,
was
I'm
the
still mad
whole
about. Did we talk about that already?
what?
The Stabics. I'm still mad about
No,
that.
no.
Because just like you were talking about, people talk about, you know, oh, they used all the stuff the fans wanted to say, the happy ending, blah, blah, blah. I think they need to make, and they kind of did this with, that's why I thought 5 was also genius, because
Got my
anyone,
popcorn.
that's still from the movies?
Yeah.
Nice. But, so look, 5 was also genius, right? Because anyone that didn't like the movie is like the people in the movie, because they didn't like Stab, right? That's why
People
it's
saying
genius.
shit.
But this, what were we talking about before I said this? What was my point? Why was I bringing that up?
I don't do that. I just
Look, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I do the same
Scream,
thing.
Scream 6 is not as genius as 5. That's all I gotta say.
Why?
It's just, it's not. It has.
Just because of the that ending for you, huh?
So look. I kind
You
of.
haven't really got your opinion of the movie itself, like more so the middle, like just everything that wasn't
Look,
the
all the
killer
scenes.
reveal, opening scene, or ending.
Yeah, all the scenes were good. So here's my problem with the opening scene. Like yeah, I get that the real opening scene was the Ghostface was Jason, but I wanted the other girl's death scene to be cool too, and that one was kind of boring.
You mean the opening kill itself?
Yeah, the
Jamal
girl.
Weaving's?
Yeah, I thought her kill was boring.
It was down. It was definitely down there with not the most exciting, but it was so predictable. You knew from the trailer, kind of, what's happening with her, and just there was definitely no surprise or anything about it or any surprise elements. We just knew she was gonna fucking die in that alley. Everyone fucking knew she was gonna die in that fucking alley. Everybody knew she was gonna die in that alley.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say earlier. So, Scream 5 was genius, right? But this one did have way better Ghostface scenes. Some of the best Ghostface scenes of the franchise.
Absolutely.
Does that save it? Does that really save it though? Are we watching? Because here's the thing.
In what means?
Because I get it, right? If they really wanted to make it meta, because they do that in a lot of scary movies. Did they talk about Saw in this movie? I think they did, right?
No, I didn't hear anything I saw.
They said they had to kill off some of the main characters.
They did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
After a while in Saw, and I guess this kind of was. Now that I think about it, I guess it kind of was like they were referencing Saw by making it the detective, because that happened in Saw 2, right? Because it was actually the detective.
Yes, that happened. No, it wasn't in 2.
No, I meant Saw as well, not Saw number
that.
2.
They did that, I think, in 2 different Saws.
So for example, like Saw, and maybe I'm just thinking of this now. Hopefully, the writers actually meant to do this on purpose, But take a movie like Saw, for example. By the time you got to Saw 6, it wasn't about the story. People just wanted crazy kill sequences. Even like Final Destination. As you go through, it doesn't need to make sense. They just want it to look cool. Is that what they're trying to? And they, if that was what they were trying to do, they didn't bring that across. I'm helping them out. I'm trying to justify it in my head right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have to do
Justify what?
to like tell myself that this was one of the better Scream. It's not better. So I was actually watching my my Scream 5 reaction, and I think there my ranking, I said that Scream 5, I liked Scream 5 as much as I liked Scream 2.
I love Scream 2.
But now I think Scream 2 and Scream 6 are tied.
Me
Scream
too.
3,
Okay, I was about to say that I feel the same way.
but I think Scream 3 and Scream 5 are tied, and they're better than 2 and 6. You think the opposite.
Yeah, I do.
That's crazy. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Because Scream is about the meta-ness.
Yeah, but
2 and 6 are
it
the
changed
least meta. 2 and 6 are the least meta. Can we say that?
What was really so I get besides um them wanting to make their own movie, which we've seen again in 5. Well, yeah, that was. I mean, that's what I mean. Emma Roberts' character, Jill Roberts, she wanted the fame and Sydney's spot, and Charlie was just like her boyfriend that she kind of dragged along. But at the same time, they were filming the murders and making their own movie, and that line was actually used in making our own movie, like filming the murders, and people aren't just gonna read about it or whatever. They're actually gonna see it. But and then in 5, they kind of did the same thing, like with Richie and Amber being super fans and pissed at Stab 7 and wanting to make their own movie. It was not the same, but very similar to 4. Like, that's that's what I meant when I said this has been done before already.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of felt that way too, but I think I didn't appreciate. I think honestly, seeing 5 helped me to appreciate 4 even more.
Yeah,
because at first glance it looks the same. It does look the same, but I think 5 pulled it off better. Like, if you want to say that 5 copied 4, like whatever, maybe they did, but they did it better.
Not the same, but extremely similar motive.
Not even the motive, just like the fact that, the final scene was in the house.
That was great. Love that. I'm really mad that they already spoiled that in the trailer or whatever, and saying that it would have been such a huge surprise for that just to happen naturally and us not know. That would have been great. That would have been even more better.
You talking about in 5?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and it would have been, and
it would have been like, whoa.
But see, and that's the thing too, right? Because when I saw Scream 5, I also was spoiled. I saw the spoil. I read the spoiler that. But I still liked it, and so that's why I was trying to figure out, like, do I not like this because it was spoiled for me? But it really wasn't, because Ethan wasn't spoiled.
So you knew Quinn the whole time.
Oh yeah, that was what I was say earlier too. So there was another because of that
great for me.
That Woodsboro club thing on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There was a picture and it showed Quinn. That scene of Quinn like getting up and she looks all worried. That never happened, right?
Nope.
And then the scene of Ghostface breaking in the door. Someone on the Woodsboro Film Club wanted to point out that that's her headboard while he was breaking the door. And then one of the comments was like, well, according to the leaks, she has nothing to worry about, or something like that. Basically saying that she was the killer. That's how, that was the spoiler I saw for that.
So you knew, like, right from jump when she was supposedly dead. And I actually remember getting up in my seat to try to lean closer, like that would make any difference. Watching it on the big screen, I wanted to see tears coming from Officer Bailey. I was like, wait, I need to see a tear. Like, how upset are you really? Exactly. I was thinking like,
No, but I mean, honestly, I was in my mind. I was like, "Oh, that person was just fake. They were trying to make fake spoilers to throw people off." I was like, "There's no way they're gonna pull a Roman because it doesn't make sense. They're not in Hollywood."
Well, they do.
And they did, and I'm
I
like,
didn't.
"Come on."
I just after Ethan's reveal, I'm like, I knew that was coming.
Remember when they said there was gonna be like a big cameo in this? Who was the big cameo?
It was once again. It was Billy Loomis.
Oh, that
Didn't
was it.
necessarily say they didn't want to put him in the cast because we didn't really want to know if he was
That's
gonna be back in her hallucinations, whatever the hell you want to call it.
that's not a big cameo.
Isn't is it's not though? I mean, if he wasn't in 5 and this just happened in 6.
Yeah, it would be. Hold on, wait. So also another question: when Kirby is at the little drawing board, her little bulletin board, and
Mm-hmm.
she's talking about all the killers, she says Roman was the only one. Is that confirmation in the Scream world that
Angelina
Angelina
was not a
wasn't?
killer.
She was not, right?
Yes, I agree. Yes.
That's the first time they've confirmed that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I don't know because Kirby does have a line: "If you don't see them, die." Or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it
Yeah,
was
yeah, I know what you
maybe
mean. I know what
not
you mean.
a line. I think it might have been one of their interviews. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. And then also like, cause Kirby's hair in Scream 4, it was like cut off on the side and then it was
Yeah.
grown on the top. I'm trying to figure out, is that how her hair is now? Is it supposed to be like that? And that's why her hair looks like so far away from her head because she cuts the sides and only grows the top, and then now the top is just really long.
I'm not sure.
I really, because I didn't believe the Quinn thing because I did also think that there was a chance that Kirby might still be a killer, and
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I was thinking that might be the reason for her hair looking like that because maybe we see her with her hair up in another scene and she's like, "This is how I really am." I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But when Sam got that call about Officer Bailey, Officer Bailey calling her about Kirby um being fired from the FBI or whatever 2 months or whatever it was prior, and she's off her rocker and losing it or something. She did kind of seem a little not all the way there, kind of a little fuzzy, like she maybe did have something wrong, but that's just like post trauma. That's just
But
literally it was just
But then I'm also confused because that little elevator, they had rigged it so that it would trap him in there, right?
mm-hmm.
So why did Kirby put the chain lock around the
Kirby
elevator?
did that, or did Ethan or Gwen?
Oh, right.
Yeah, to set up Kirby because they knocked her out and she came to, and she really did come to. And while Sir Bailey came in and because Kirby had her gun drawn, and he came in, I was like, oh my god, like I mean, Kirby is maybe one of the killers, and he just fucking shoots her. I'm like, oh shit, like no, like I'm believing her. I kind of believe Kirby, and Sam was going back and forth between them, a very Sydney, Mickey, and her boyfriend,
Derek.
yeah,
Derek.
Eric moment of boyfriend killer, like, is he my partner, like, or not, like, is it Officer Bailey or is it Kirby, like, which one is it? It kind of did that
And the
again.
the Mindy part when Tara thought it was Mindy, that was like Sydney thinking it was Gail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, good old, seen it in 1 and 2. Shout out back to that with Gail. Well, actually, Gail always got slapped. No, she didn't. She punched her in the first one, but I love when Tara punched Gail.
So that also brings me to my other point. It's like, is Sam the new girl or is it Tara? Because Tara,
Sam. Sam.
But I really was
Or
thinking,
some people say Sam, and some people say it's both of them. The Carpenter sisters are the new lead.
because
Two.
I don't like their little like heartfelt talks in the movies.
We
Like,
already seen that. Like we did
yeah,
this already.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
annoying. That's not part of the Scream movies.
No. But um, yeah. I got a question. But we can still like start going
Oh
through
wait,
like trying to out the
wait.
movie. But
You said you have a question? Because I have a
yeah,
question too. All right, what's your
what?
question?
Who was your favorite new character?
My favorite new character?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's
That
a
wasn't
hard
Ghostface.
question. Yeah, that's a hard question.
Hmm.
I really liked Annika. I wanted her to survive,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I guess you didn't really know her. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many new characters were there? Like 7, like half of the new. Uh,
Yeah, and also this was the survivors. There were 7 survivors, and my God, it's too many.
yeah, I heard that this had the lowest kill count, right?
I gotta do the numbers and sit back and do some research on that, and get the official numbers.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
but
not gonna sit here in my head and try to do it.
exactly.
Actually, it'd be easier to pull up just a poster that
All
already
right,
has it kind
no,
of linked
but
up.
okay, but look.
I'm not
So
doing that.
I know that it was a throwback to Scream 3, but why did Ghostface steal Sam's file? There was no
We
reason.
never elaborated on that. That was never.
Exactly. That was lame. Come on. We need it to make sense.
Mm, yeah. There's a lot. There was a couple plot holes and things in a sense, but there was a lot of that in Con 5 too. They all had their moments, but this one had quite a few.
No, that's what I'm saying. 1 through 3, I feel like were solid. No plot holes. Plot holes started happening in 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could say that it was just because of these new directors, but Wes Craven directed 4, and I still don't understand how those bloody
And
books
Kevin
got.
Williamson wrote it.
And yeah, Kevin Williamson wrote it. How did those bloody books get in Sydney's trunk in Scream 4? I still don't get it. In her rental car.
Well, the
How
book was
did?
already there, of course, but you mean like the it was the knife used and the blood of Marnie and the 2 girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But How does she?
Yeah.
How does she get their blood in her trunk?
The night before, I mean, it was at nighttime, so I mean, she was asleep. And that was the first time she never opened her trunk until that moment when Dewey was calling and the phone was ringing coming out of
Was
her
she
trunk.
staying with them? Maybe I need to watch
Hmm?
it again. She was staying with them.
Staying with who?
I thought Sydney was only staying with them after she found out about the
Yeah, I
murders.
mean, she was in town. I mean, they could have just came to wherever her car was at a hotel or wherever she was staying.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
There was some other stuff I didn't like about it too. And speaking of which, I remember we talked before about how. So hold on. So also another big reason why I like Scream 3 the best. I feel like it has some of the best dialogue in that movie. Like not just one-liners, but how they go back and forth with each other. Like
Yeah.
and maybe it's just Parker Posey because she had a lot
I
of
was
the
gonna
best.
say, I was gonna say,
She had a lot of the
was
best
very
ones.
comedic. It was very funny.
No, I feel like they made Scream 4 funnier.
It was campy.
4 seemed like a scary movie sequel to me.
I think this one, it had its moments that there some like scares. It was scary. Like, it really was honestly scary. The train scene, with with Mindy, it was like scary a little bit. And I'm also gonna say, our theory was that it was a dream sequence or something like that because, like, with Mindy originally, and the moment they got split up when the train door shut and Mindy didn't get known, I was like, oh fuck, Mindy's about to bite the dust. This is not a dream sequence. This is not a drill. She's about to die.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. They can't keep the core four. Like, one of them has to die in the next movie. They're not gonna have four. They're not gonna have four Sydneys.
Someone's calling me again.
I got you.
Am I still here?
Did you get it?
It's a coworker.
What, they need you to come in or something?
Yeah. It's a girl that, she's working the night shift tonight. I took off for this the moment the release date came out.
Oh, and then also I was gonna say, I think like when they write this movie, I feel like they're already thinking about what the trailer is gonna look like.
That became a thing after 3.
And then we because we were like, when we were trying to go through the trailer, we were like, oh, she's wearing this dress, and you could see Ghostface grab her dress through the door, and it's like that was the guy's shirt. They just happened to, they made them wear similar things.
You're absolutely right. Yep. There's a couple things like that, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then I told you, I called it, right? You said you thought Tara was the killer. I was like, no,
I definitely changed my mind.
I was like, she's smiling because she's like, I have a plan. Trust me.
No, that's not what you said. You said because she wanted Sam to let her go, and he was right.
To let her go because I mean, as far as like, why would she smile to let her go?
You said to sacrifice herself because Ghostface was behind her.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did say that.
Yeah. And speaking of that exact moment in the trailer, the killers were already revealed, masks off. But if you look at the trailer, it's Ghostface. They had the mask covering it, so they did CGI.
That one scene of Ghostface, you see the profile of him, and he kind of looks down and then looks up. When did that happen?
It didn't happen.
There's a lot. I see. Is that a thing now? Like where things, like American Horror.
You off.
No, but
lure you in and have you thinking this is gonna play out one way, and nope, not even in it. Scrap it. Not even in it.
And then they take like the outtake, not the outtakes, but like different takes that don't even match what they have in the final movie.
Yeah. Well, there was 2 different things with the ladder scene too. Remember? They kind of made it seem like she didn't even get up on the ladder and get across, and she kind of died right there in the room. And then there was another thing where Mindy. When Mindy was halfway crossing, Ghostface is already at the door. That was in the trailer, in one of them, and that wasn't the case at all. She got across before, I think, busted down the door and got in, right before. Because there's definitely a scene with Mindy crossing in the trailer, or crossing the ladder, and Ghostface at the door. But that was character.
That's what I'm saying. How did they do that? That was CGI, or that was like they had? I think
that was a total like.
They had to film scenes specifically for the trailer.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Come on.
I mean, it's again, I think, to have you go in and think it's going to play out like this because you see in the trailer this, and people are super fans like us and want to dissect the trailer. So we already have this mindset that this is going to happen, and no, you're wrong. Not going to happen at all.
There's even that there's that one trailer that cut it up so it looked like as soon as Tara fell, then they switched to the shot of Sam falling, and it's like,
right.
I was so curious, like how that could possibly happen, and like,
Me too.
they did a good job explaining that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Um. Man.
Oh, do you think you just are like for forgiving of the story because Ghostface is so good? Is that what you're saying? Is that why you like it?
Not only that, it just felt so different. It was just great. It was great. It's not 10 out of 10.
What do
It's
you
not a
give? What did
perfect
you
scary
give? What did
movie.
you give 5 again? What was that? 10 out of 10?
No,
9 out of 10?
no. Maybe 8.5.
I mean, I wish they could mix. I wish they could. If they had waited to do Scream 5, they could have mixed Scream 5 and 6 into one movie, and that would have been amazing.
I mean, yeah, yeah. But um, again, Scream 5 and this, whatever. It was written and made to be a trilogy, just like the original three. The first one, it was always supposed to be a trilogy, and they didn't do this with. Well, yeah, they did try to do this with 4 exactly, but that didn't work out because Wes Craven passed. But this was always supposed to be a trilogy, so that's the way it was written, and the skills were there, and it just, I don't know, it just
Yeah,
took
they
it back
must
to
have.
Richie, and uh, it was cool. It was that was, I like that, but
So, do you
uh,
think at the time that they were writing Scream 5, they already had plans for Scream 6, and
I
that's
do believe
why?
so. Yes, yes, I do.
But that's what I'm saying. They should have went back and thought about that. Like, it would have been better if it was like if they had just skipped the father and it was just the brother and sister. Like, I feel like that would have even been better.
You think?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because that's still different. It wasn't Sydney's brother or sister. It was the killer's brother. They've never. When have they done a killer's brother, a killer's sibling, be the new killer? They've never done
Never,
that.
never done that. And that moment
That
when
would have been
they
genius.
butchered Chad, reopened all those wounds from all the organs, and I mean, I think he was stabbed in the fifth one. I don't really understand how he even survived the fifth one, but more so how the heck he survived this one. Like,
I don't understand how Ethan was jumping up and down after he got stabbed like 5 or 6 times.
yeah, and no, Quinn. It was Quinn that came back. Uh, that shot. Ooh.
And then the scene with the detective when Sam ran out of bullets and she starts running towards him. If you're holding a gun, why are you running? Why don't you just shoot? Why is he? You know what I mean? Did you catch that?
Where's that a
He's
bullet?
huh? No, Sam was out of bullets, but the detective he had his gun. He still had bullets, and it's like she starts running towards him, and he starts running towards her. Why are you running? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, now that I think about it, I would have. This wasn't as as much as I wanted there to be 3 killers because that's always been like, oh, that's with Scream 4. I thought there were gonna be 3 killers. Scream 5, I thought there were gonna be 3 killers. Like that's, I've been thinking that because that's the only way to make it like the next level or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And here they tried to do it. I don't think it was executed that well. This wasn't the movie for 3 killers. And if there was gonna be 3 killers in the movie, I think, like I said before, I would have liked it to be like we found out there was a third one all along from the previous movie. Sorry, I started skipping ahead again. I was just saying, I like my idea better now that I think about it. I feel like I could have written a better Scream movie It should have just been the brother and sister. The father, they wanted the third killer so bad because they knew that's
Mhm.
what the fans wanted. I don't think this was the movie for the third killer. They should have waited on that.
I just, especially with the ending, I just have no idea we're gonna take the seventh one. I'm very curious to see, and I'm praying Sydney comes back. Um,
I read another thing now that said that she might not even come back for 7.
it would make. I mean, it wouldn't be a shock. It wouldn't be like something that they couldn't do or anything like.
Is
I
Gail
don't
gonna come
know. I
back?
mean,
Is Gail gonna come back for 7?
if not, then they should have killed her off. She should be dead. If not, they keep her alive, and they what she did. Same with Kirby. I believe that they're both would come back, and one, if not both, may bite the dust. Like maybe like
Well,
multiple legacy members go down, and
what
one
if
or two
Gail?
members of the core four. I
What
think
if
that'd be crazy.
Gail wants a happy ending too? Though I'm sure
What?
Gail wants a happy ending,
No, don't.
and that's another problem I have.
She was begging Wes Craven and Williamson. She wanted to die in the fourth one. She wanted her character to die in the fourth one. She really did. Truly. Courtney Cox wanted her
But
character to die.
also, that's the problem I have with her too. Is like her character regressed. You like to see
Mhm.
character development. You like to see characters growing. In Scream 5, she apologizes to Sydney like, "Oh, none of this would have happened if I never wrote those books."
About your mom, yeah.
All of a sudden, she writes another book.
Well, and like you said, and how it was so touching, and almost made me want to cry. Like I felt it when she said, I'm gonna write a new. I know what I'm gonna write about my new book. Not this. About a good man who was sheriff of this town. But then in this movie, they just marked that off and just try to cover that with just a simple fact that if somebody's gonna write about it, someone's gonna write about it anyway. So why not just write it? Because I was there, I was in it,
I mean, she didn't.
and just
She
for
did.
her claim to fame, because she loves to be relevant and known for something and feel wanted or
But she
happy.
didn't write a book about Scream 4, right? Did she?
I don't know because of all the movies were based off books by Gail Weathers, except for the last one, or no, it was something whatever. Never mind. It was something else said about that, but crap. I totally forgot what I was getting at. It was important. Um, I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
I don't know. We were just talking about Gail and how she regressed as a character,
Mm-hmm.
and all the movies were based on her books.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the answer to your question only because of Wes saying that his mother was in one of the movies. So am I safe? I'm like, wait, what movie is that? Well,
Exactly,
it's gotta be the
yeah.
fourth one.
But they didn't. So I said this in. Actually, I went back and watched because I did a review with shout out to Luke and Ernie. I did my Screen 5 review with them too last year, and on that one, I was saying hold on, wait, what were we just talking about?
How this continue. Right.
This literally just happened to you, and I started talking, and now it happened to me.
It
Why was
always
I
comes
saying that?
back. It comes back. It'll come back.
No, that's embarrassing.
Always wait.
Gail, we were talking about Gail. Her character's regressing. Did we already pass that?
Kind. Oh yeah, it was anything about of why of Gail writing the books and the movies compared
Oh,
to like
yeah. Yeah.
and
Okay, I remember what I was saying now. So this is what I said on my
mhm. See,
podcast on the live stream last year. In Scream 4, they were on stab 7, correct?
hmm
So in
and they
Scream
said that
in
you know,
in
when they-
Scream 5, they were on stab 8. So the events of Scream 4 were never turned into a stab movie.
then how was his mother a part of any
So
movie? See,
Ernie, shout out to Ernie. He explained it. Maybe she wasn't in the books, but because she went to school with Sydney, it's possible she was written about in the books. Or she might not have been in the movie, but it's
it's
possible
a
she was
very
written about
very
in the books.
minor detail that I don't think somebody a part of the Peter Pan play was written into any movie or book.
I mean, just like I don't know.
I don't think so.
I I don't know. It still made sense because of the fact that she was there. Just because we didn't know about her back then, she was there.
You know, and there was like 19 other students too.
Exactly, but maybe
Okay.
there was something that because Kirby and Sam knew each other apparently, but we never saw
Yeah,
that.
that was awesome. And also, was a freshman and Kirby was a high school, so I mean,
So they're trying
Kirby
to
was a senior
they're
and
trying
she
to
was a
say
freshman.
they're trying to say that Gale or that Kirby is Sam and Tara's Gale, like the friend that's gonna be in there. She's there,
Kirby is Sam and Tara's Gale.
yeah, because they're her older friend that they know,
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
thing. Yeah, that's all I meant.
I know what you mean. Um, mm. Cause with Kirby, how do you feel about the way they brought her back and her role in this
So
movie?
I heard that Kirby called them and was like, "Hey, I would love to
Yeah.
be in the movie,"
Well, after
and
she saw the fifth one, she was like,
and,
I want to be a part of this.
I feel like it's obvious that
What?
that
Had to write her in. Like,
yeah,
something
they were
this.
like, "Oh, we'll figure out a way to put you in." Like
Mhm.
that was too obvious. But that's the thing. Also, I don't know. I don't know why. Like maybe it's just because I don't know. I don't know what it is. When I watch the first 3 movies, the new characters don't feel like new characters. 4, 5, and 6, I feel like they add 10 new characters and it's hard to keep up in
Bigger
each
body
movie.
count. That's the goal, but
Oh, is
I
that
don't know.
why?
I think so.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
They have
like
throwaway characters, main characters, new main characters, or new main side characters that will survive and continue into the sequel, and just throw new characters that are just throwaway characters for the body count.
that's also what's missing with this with these with 5 and 6
What's that?
because they weren't afraid to kill the Randy. They weren't afraid to kill the Cotton.
That's why they, Mindy and Chad, one of them should at least have actually died. And I really thought they both were dead. And I knew Chad was dead. There was nothing in this world telling me that he wasn't dead.
So one
I
of the
would
other
not have told you he was going to come around in the gurney and be.
Oh, and yeah, see that's what I'm saying. I told you one of the spoilers I saw was Chad's stabbing scene, and I guess it really Chad when he got stabbed or whatever by the 2 ghost faces.
Well,
I saw that
knew.
clip.
I called it out in the trailer. The moment when they were going into the elevator and Sam was pulling Tara back.
Yeah.
Tara was devastated and her crying look on her face. I was like, that's Chad getting killed.
But I'm saying, was it really a spoiler if he survived?
What do you mean? Was a spoiler? He's for that.
Because I saw the Chad get stabbed scene on YouTube, and I was like, oh no, I saw a spoiler. Chad dies, but he didn't die. So did I see a spoiler? Because then I
Yeah,
would have been giving
well,
people. I would have been giving people wrong information if I just went off of that. I'd be like, Chad dies, Scream 6.
yeah, that's true. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying. And I feel like they have said before that Wes Craven was a big fan of anime. I don't know if they just meant in terms of the style, like the cinematography, or if they, because you know, in a lot of animes they kill off the main characters.
Yeah, but it's like, are they actually going to do it? Is this really going to happen? You know, like, oh my god, like I was so sad. I think no, I didn't. I throw popcorn like at the screen or towards the screen because of course it would go in somebody in front of me, land on them. But the moment when Gail died, but she didn't die, I was so like, oh fuck, they did it. Damn, Gail's dead. No, no. And then and they come in and then they're like, all right, call it in, like obviously time of death, like you're dead. I'm like, oh shit, like damn, he really is dead. And then only moments later, we still have a not a half pulse, but something like that, like a faint, just a littlest something of
So
that for us
I've
to think there's a chance that she's so good, she's gonna
yeah,
make it.
yeah, I feel like now they could kill her off if they wanted. They don't have to show her die. They could just be like, "Oh yeah, she died last year, remember?" or something like that. That's all they
If she doesn't, if it's a Sydney situation where she doesn't get her pay rate or something or anything like that were to happen for her not to sign on to the next one, they could do something like that. She not succumb to her wound. Yeah, you can succumb to your wounds in the hospital days later. Absolutely.
I don't know. I think
You can die in the hospital.
so.
Like, you should be on life support.
I've said before that some things I feel like just happen to work out in the Scream world, and like for one example being like the whole cult Ghostface was scrapped because of Columbine or whatever, and I didn't like that either. But then it just like stuff happens to work out. So do you think that this happens? It happened to work out that in the last movie they said, "Oh, Sydney's in all of them except the last one," and then the next movie Sydney's not in it. Do you think that was like?
No,
I don't know, you know what I mean?
because they didn't anticipate for Sydney not to sign on, and so
You're right. You're right. You're right. It was the opposite because they didn't plan to have Sydney in Scream 5. She originally was not supposed to be in 5.
Yeah. It was a very back and forth with her, on or off, on or off.
So
Was she on?
so
Was she off?
if there's a Scream 7, will there be a
There
stab?
absolutely will be.
Will there be a stab 10, or are they gonna? You know what I mean?
I think it will be the final chapter. The Scream 7 will be the end. In my opinion.
This is
unless they do another thing. They already did this with Scream 3. Scream 3 was supposed to be the last. If you're a super fan of Scream like we are, in the ending credits, right before the credits roll, if Ghostface pops up, there's going to be another one. So the only one ending where there's not is Scream 3. Is the only one where Ghostface does not pop up. Because that was the end. Scream 3 was the end. It just 11 years later, it was 2000, Scream 3, and 2011, Scream 4, that Wes Craven and Ken Williamson decided to pick up the ball again and give it a roll. And when they did, they wrote Scream 4 to be a trilogy, like we talked about at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
So I do believe that 7 is the end of the franchise, at least ... for now. maybe 11 years later they'll do it again, because it was 11 years between 3 and 4, and it was 11 years between 4 and 5. So in 2000, so if it comes out in 2024 or even 2025, if it comes out in 2036, just because somebody you know what I mean, just want to restart, or it wouldn't be a restart but an add-on. What I am hearing though is after 7, what they're looking more so leaning towards is a reboot of the first one, the original, a reboot of the franchise.
Again?
A reboot. They never did a reboot.
Scream 5 was the reboot.
No, that was a requel. I mean a full-blown reboot, as in
there's gonna be a new Sydney and a new Billy,
a new Gale, a new Dewey, and yes.
No, if they do that, here's what I want. I want them to do one where they show them killing Maureen Prescott.
Absolutely.
That's all. Since Scream 4, I've been wanting to see the scene where, and I don't know if, tell me, am I making this up or did they say it? But were the three of them, Billy, Stu, and Roman, there when they killed the Maureen? I thought they never said that. Did you ever think that?
Yeah, there was times.
What do you mean? What do you mean Roman wasn't there? Roman said he was the one that killed her.
But he didn't. Billy killed her, and Stu. Billy killed her.
They all did. That's what I'm saying. They were all there.
No, because look, Sydney was also there, and she saw Billy leaving the house in Cotton's coat, and that's what framed Cotton in the first place. And if you look, Cotton's only in that one scene, and on the news. She only
saw one
haircut.
Right, but she only saw one person leave, and then she left after that. How do you know that 2 more people didn't
There's
leave?
a possibility. It just seems a little more less likely, but it wasn't really said or anything, but we can.
If I wrote a Scream movie if there was a Scream 8, and it was like not a reboot, or maybe it was a reboot, but I feel like before a reboot they should do a prequel. Have they done a Scream prequel yet?
No, you know that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they should
do a requel.
So they should do the Scream prequel next, and
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, and we need to see the Maureen story. And actually, the first.
What kind of movie would that be? Because you can't make Sydney and all these people be teenagers and stuff again. So it would have to be a whole new cast of really people.
Yeah, of lookalikes. Right. They need to find a Nev Campbell lookalike. And they need to I feel like they need to go as far back as, like, show the young Maureen when she was in Hollywood. Show Rena Reynolds. That should be the first.
Yeah, even that whole conceiving Roman.
Yeah, maybe that's like the opening. Maybe she quits Hollywood because she sees that they're like fucked up in Hollywood and they kill babies and stuff. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Say what?
Adrenochrome. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep into my conspiracy theories. You don't know about adrenochrome?
No. What's that?
Never mind. I said too much. You ever seen the movie Mother?
Yeah.
The end of that movie, they ate the baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
They eat babies in Hollywood.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm just making that up. I'm just saying, like, I want to see the Maureen backstory. She has been such an important part of the Scream movies, and I feel like they don't get into her story enough.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of tried to, in the third one, well, not tried to, but they actually took it to a whole different level, like, because we didn't really know any of that. So that was like opening up a whole new book. But that is Maureen's kind of backstory and stuff of
That's
having it exposed to the fact that she was going under this alias and was in these horror pictures and was Rena Reynolds, and then it wasn't Maureen. So they did it but didn't, you know. Because in the first one or second one, we wouldn't have known any of that, or didn't anticipate any of that happening.
and I assume like there's a lot of drama. There would have been a lot of drama with Sydney's dad and mom, like right? Like why didn't we should see some of that too?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there. Wouldn't have.
Maybe how do we know the dad wasn't the mastermind the whole time and like was the one that told Roman first? And then he regretted it, but he never wanted to say anything. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, in a way, because it's not his son or anything, but it's Sydney's sister. But
I don't know. But now that I didn't even think about that until until we recorded this live about if it was just not the father.
You're not the father.
That's the only thing I have the problem with is the father. Quinn and Ethan,
the case, then,
fine.
If that's the only thing I have a problem with, then why is it not so low? Maybe when you're ranking, but I don't know. You think I have this little feel that
no
in this movie.
No. I am because look, a bad Scream movie is still a good Scream movie.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know what I mean?
True statement.
But it is. Dare I say? I mean, see, I want to say it's the weakest one, but I can't say that because the Ghostface scenes are amazing. That's what saves. That's what saves this movie. But like I said, that's the point where we're in Saw 7 and no one cares about. No, we're in Final Destination 5. Or I think 5 was good actually. 5 was good.
Oh, Final Destination 5. Yeah, it was.
4, I don't know. One of they were all good, but you know what I mean. It became less about the story and more about the scenes. And I don't. That's not. That's not like. That's not. That's so the whole thing. The whole thing, right, is like the first movie. It was like, oh, scary movies are ridiculous. How could the killer be everywhere all at once? And they made it make sense.
Yeah,
as it went, no
movie ever did before. Like
it doesn't make like that. These Ghostface scenes don't make sense anymore, and they don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, it's always kind of trying to pick apart. Okay, between the two killers, who killed who? Like, like it doesn't even matter. But just, of course it does.
Yeah,
so it's like they're very careless with it. It's like.
So that's the thing that's missing in this movie the most, I feel like. That's what they needed for it to be a genius movie.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, it should have explained that. And I don't think they even explained the masks enough.
I think so. I think that was awesome.
No, but
it was just the nostalgia of each murder leaving behind, like they did in Scream 3, leaving behind little clues of the pictures of Maureen, with a little message.
So why if
dropping each mask and as a countdown to Billy and Sam?
I guess. I don't know.
I loved how in each one, like, oh, whose mask is this? Like, whose mask they use for this? And it was always seemed to me like, who the heck is behind Billy's mask? Who's behind this? Who's the main?
So that's also what was kind of hard to tell.
Different death scenes and murders where it was not his mask. It was
Quinn. So hold on, Quinn's mask. Was it an old mask?
It was. They were all old masks, but the only one who wore the OG old mask deteriorating all was Officer Bailey.
But shouldn't Billy and Stu's mask be the same age?
In theory, yes, but I don't
So
remember anyone wearing Stu's mask. No one had Stu's mask.
Quinn had Stu's mask. She was like,
No, she had Mrs. Loomis, her grandmother.
then Ethan. Who did Ethan have?
Sam's grandmother.
Who did Ethan have then?
Um, was it Roman?
See, I thought Quinn said she had Stu's because Stu was her favorite. She didn't say that.
Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Ethan had, yeah, your grandmother's. Yeah, he did say that. Ethan had Mrs. Loomis. And
I remember them talking about
3-2. Yeah. And yes.
I remember them talking about Mrs. Loomis, but I thought that was just the detective saying that Sam was like Mrs. Loomis because she was crazy.
I remember it was said, your grandmother, her mask. And I just came out from the movie.
You're right.
No, I just seen it. It's very fresh in my mind. I can very much so remember now Ethan having Mrs. Loomis mask. Nancy Loomis, Mrs. Loomis, whatever you want to call her.
Okay, and then also, if Jason and Greg are killers, then how come Gail says that this one she's on the phone with is the 10th one? At that point, that would have been the...
No, she said like the 10th, and it wasn't. And it wasn't the 10th.
All right, fine. You're right.
You're like the 10th guy to do this.
Let me stop.
The 10th.
Let me stop nitpicking the.
I was
words.
just gonna say, if you have to nitpick, then it's great. Because it's a good movie or it's not a good movie.
I wasn't I wasn't nitpicking at the end though. The end.
No, I agree.
So I had you rank the opening scenes, rank the endings, or not even. Don't rank them. I probably kind of already know. But where? Oh yeah, you said you like this as much as 2, which is it's tied with 2, which is right after 1. You were saying, right?
Yeah. My opinion.
But see, 2 before this one, actually, I don't know. Even with this one, I would say 2 is still, even though the opening of that was amazing.
It was.
It's still like one of the weaker ones, I think. Weaker than 3. Oh wait, no, stop. Let me take that back.
3 was definitely the weakest opening. Cotton and his girlfriend, that sucked.
What? That was amazing. What are you talking about?
You think so?
I think that with that opening, they were able to somewhat capture the same thing they did with Drew Barrymore. And it's like, what? They're killing off Cotton. He's been a main character in all the movies.
Yeah.
And then with it being meta, like the whole meta thing, because he was a cameo in Scream and he was supposed to be a cameo in Stab. Like, oh my god, it was perfect.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That movie is
a lot of people consider Scream 3 to be the worst, and they call it the stepchild or redhead stepchild, whatever that they say is of the franchise.
I think people are wrong.
Some people, no.
People that don't like the meta aspect probably don't like 3.
3 is definitely said to be like the worst in fans' opinion, but there are also a lot of fans whose the third one is their favorite.
Exactly, we're the better Scream fans.
Yeah,
the writers. No, I said we the ones that put 3 above the other ones. We are the ones that the writers need to listen to.
I love the third one. I very much enjoy that.
Alright, so look, it's like another example of why Scream 3 is the best. Like I said, like hold on, there's a lot of reasons. Okay,
what's your top reason? My
top reason is the story. That's what I want. That's what they every time they promise a new Scream movie, they're like, "Oh, it's related to the past. It's someone you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer. That was a game changer
It
for it
was.
for it to
It
be
definitely
one
was.
for it to be one killer was a game changer.
It was. And
For it
to
to go
be
back in
Sydney's
time.
brother.
Yeah, Sydney's brother.
Yeah.
Genius.
It's definitely something you wouldn't have guessed or, could predict or anything like that.
So
It was,
if Scream, their goal was to like, talk about the cliches of scary movies, but still have those same cliches in your movie and make it make sense, right?
yeah.
Scream 6, they just have cliches, and I mean the story. They have good scenes. They have great scenes. Some of the best Ghostface scenes in Scream 6.
Absolutely.
But the story,
I really much enjoyed the fact that a lot of they brought the chase scenes back, something that has been absent from really honestly 4 and 5.
yeah, exactly. That was a big deal too. But
Mm-hmm.
does it make enough sense?
Enough sense to as in into what?
I'm trying to think. I really like the bodega scene,
I loved
but
it, and
I'm
that's how
trying.
early in the film it was. I
I'm
was
still,
like,
I'm still,
dude.
I'm still trying to figure out if it makes sense because don't a lot of those stores have a button where you can lock all the doors and trap them
Yeah, but why the
inside?
hell you want to lock you inside with Ghostface?
I don't know. Why are Sam and Tara the only ones that couldn't escape?
Because when you watch it, they're around this side of already towards the back, and everyone else is going out the front door right after they killed the first guy offhand before the uh a store owner even popped out with the rifle. But also another thing is if that, and I think it was Officer Bailey, I think maybe, yeah, behind the mask at that time. Um, I don't think he was actually going to kill Sam and Tara right there in the bodega because that was never the plan at all. They're gotta do their big reveal, like everything. He set it up to be um, at the theater, so he was. I don't think it ever. I think it was just one of those scaring them shitless and letting know that Ghostface is back kind of shit. Because they did that with Sydney. Could have easily killed her, but didn't. And
Which movie are you talking about?
um, the second one, I
Okay.
don't believe back at the house, the whole scene. I think that was all set up just to throw on to her boyfriend of being the killer. Like, let me just slice his arm, and it looks like some you could just survive and get away from, and nothing life threatening. But still, I was attacked, so I'm not Ghostface.
Oh yeah, that bothered me.
Definitely killed her in there.
That
If they
bothered me
wanted to.
with this movie. Why did they not trust that the neighbor boyfriend, Sam's boyfriend?
Because
But
he literally told her not to. Don't
I
trust
know,
anyone.
no, but like
including me.
when they were walking into the shrine, they were like, "Oh, you can't
You
come."
can't come in.
But they let Ethan come.
Right. I think I see your point, but I can remember that was done because Midney wanted to keep an eye on her. Wanted to keep an eye on him, and Chad. They wanted him to be with them so they know he's not the killer.
And then did I already mention how I don't
That's
like?
why.
Did I already mention how I don't like how Mindy is so happy to have been stabbed and she's joking around about missing the monologue? I don't.
Yeah.
Why is she? How is she all happy at the end?
Well, she's. It's not really a good enough reason, but it's just because she's a super fan of horror, and like I'm living out a scary movie, and here it is, the sequel, and the sequel in real life, and the sequel in their life, and the sequel in Scream, and I missed the monologue again because she did in Scream 5. She wasn't any there for Amber and Richie's monologue, and she wasn't in this one either.
I don't know.
It's
I
meta.
need
It's campy. It's campy. It's funny.
no. I need her character to develop some, and let's like be more serious
I think
next
there was a
time.
lot of character development in this movie, but she's one that could have been better, a whole lot better.
Yeah,
Chad had a good one. Sam had an amazing one.
I like Sam a lot better in this movie than the last movie.
Oh, badass! I loved her in this one. She was bad.
I mean, I think Tara should still be the final girl, but
I think that maybe also a new thing like that they're trying to do or impose on us, like final
no.
girls.
You know what would have even been a better twist?
A lot of things.
Exactly. So you finally admit it. Oh wait, you already admitted it earlier. You didn't like it.
Yeah.
The fact. What if it was Sam and Tara's mom? That would have been amazing. Because they already were like, oh yeah, she abandoned me, and then Tara ran away from her. What if she was
Right.
like, oh, okay, now I'm really gonna kill you? That would have been amazing.
Ooh.
If it was Richie's father and Sam's mom.
That would have been different. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I would have been happy with that. Or if it was just Ethan and Quinn, but that doesn't work.
Kind of what we got. Okay.
This
I
doesn't
see what
work.
you're saying. I see what you mean. There's a lot of different things they could have done. Like I remember, I think was it Tara or was it Sam that when they were doing the killer reveal before Quinn took off her mask, which one of them said, it doesn't matter, I guess, it doesn't matter what one of them said, Mindy.
Tara thought it was Mindy.
Yeah, okay. But like, I mean, if it was Mindy, that was like, oh shit. Like, she's that obsessed. Like, she's a Brandy level, but want to take a whole fucking twist of it. Like, I'm a killer now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they talk about it enough where at this point, since the core four is still alive, like one of them has to be the killer in the next movie.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm really sitting here trying to think what direction they're going to go in and what they're going to do with the seventh one, because it did not leave off on any kind of cliffhanger or anything. Like one of our maybe predictions or wants of the movie that we wanted maybe Ghostface to get away, or something, or one of the ghost faces to get away, or anything like that. Like, there's just nothing that makes you think there's going to be another one. Nothing.
Unless maybe in the next one they're gonna be like, "Oh, I was the one that killed Dewey. I was the one that attacked Gale."
But that I was thinking that for this one.
Exactly, but they're gonna do it in the next one instead, because that's more of a Scream 3 thing. So they want 7 to mirror the third movie.
I need. I'm looking at my phone charger.
I don't know. I don't know. Did we cover everything? I'm sure we didn't. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff.
A couple like things here and there, but I think for the most part, yeah. But
I don't know. This is still an amazing movie.
it's absolutely an amazing movie. Because I wasn't able to see the first 3 in theaters, so the fourth one was the first one I see in theaters, and of course 5. But just seeing it in theaters, I don't know, it just kind of gives you this whole different feel for it, a whole different experience, that just maybe makes it a little better. And maybe it might be different watching it a second and third time, or even watching it at home. Like, maybe
I don't know. I feel like even that, because they were saying that a lot with Scream 5 too, like, oh, you need to see this in theaters. I feel like it even makes more sense with 5 than with this movie.
You think so?
Yeah, that one was really for the movie fans. And that's what they're trying. That's why it's genius. That's why it's so much like the first one.
Hmm. I see your point. It's I don't think it's a better. I don't think it's a better sequel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I know. I think I like six better than five.
Oh my
Yeah, I'll
god.
say it.
I don't know. Well, you're wrong. Well, actually, you're not wrong. Okay, tell us in the comments who you agree with. Is five better, like I think, or is six better, like Charlie thinks? Um,
Well, you definitely gave your reasons why you think that's better, and I see why. But I personally think six is a better sequel.
so are you a fan of the kill scenes and not the story?
It's no, it's not just the kill scenes. It's the whole movie. Like for me, and it's just the whole movie in general for me that makes it superior to the others and better. Um, it's very high up there for the kills and for all of that and the chase scenes and everything of what brings it up there. But I don't know. It was just from start to finish. It doesn't really slow down that much at all. It just keeps going and going and going, and it's for what it is. It was just so different. Like it's awesome. I mean, it really didn't. I mean, all the Scream movies, they definitely have good like 5-10 minutes scenes that go by here and there that just slow down, and especially in five, there's a lot in five where it's just like building up the plot development, and it's just slowing down. It's nothing too interesting at all going on, like a lot of the times.
Yeah, because they have to explain the story. This is the new
Right.
story.
But
I get
with
what you're
this
saying.
one, it start to finish, it just keeps going and going and going. I
Yeah, it's a
mean,
lot more
even from the
action.
start, like how it just began with Ghostface being revealed and then killed. Like it was just non-stop for me. It just never gives you a second to take a breath and like relax and chill. Just like on the edge the entire time. It was a ride. It was my opinion. Like I said, I don't know if I would say it's the second best after Scream, the original, or if it's tied with Scream 2. It's
Who
hard
who
to
who
put
killed
it on.
Jason? You said it was the detective, right?
Yes, I
So
believe he
if
was always the one
this
behind
also
Billy's
this
mask.
this this also doesn't make sense. If he was the one that killed them, why would he say? Why would he dress up as Ghostface and be like, "Oh, who gives a fuck about movies"?
What do you
He's the
mean?
one.
That he said that?
Yeah, in the opening, that was the last line right before he slashed the knife on Jason. He was like, "Who gives a fuck about a movie?" Because Jason was like, "Well, I have to finish my movie."
Finished Richie's story. That's what they're.
Oh,
Yeah, it's finished Richie's story.
and well, I thought he said movie, but the killer definitely says, "Who gives a fuck about a
Yeah,
movie?"
maybe he said finish. Yeah, I think you're right. He did say finish
And that was
Richie's
my
movie.
that was my first clue. Like maybe they are gonna make this one's not gonna be meta. This one really wasn't that meta. It was
Mm-mm.
just a bunch of callbacks.
Nostalgia callbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it was.
for
And
the fans,
I
from the
guess
fans.
that makes sense. That kind of like makes sense with the movie because it was about the
Yeah,
shrine.
that's super cool though. That was awesome.
It was, but I wanted
I
them
but
to do more
I'm
with it.
I'm gonna say I'm disappointed, and a big loss there is to not have Sydney be able to walk through that bit. Walk through that place.
True,
That's a
true.
big loss.
No, I
Like
don't think she. I
Sydney
don't think she would want
deserved.
to. She wouldn't want
No,
to.
no, like even Kirby. Like everyone kind of had their moments, and one of her big moments was Jill's, like sweater or whatever what she was wearing. It was just a big loss to not have Sid. walk through there. But how did you feel overall? And like, let us. I'm gonna know in the comments from people. How do you feel about Sydney not being in the film? Did it change your overall likeness for the movie or perspective of the movie, and or did it like do so much that you kind of wrote it off and it was fine without Sid? And just Gail's comment of, "Oh, I heard from Sydney," and I was like, when she just said that, I was like, "Oh my god, what's she gonna say? Like, is this
You
gonna, and
know,
that's gonna be it?" And it
I'm
was.
I love the fact that they used Sydney in Scream 5, but and I'm not sure if I would love the movie as much if it didn't have Sydney in it.
Right.
But
I know I wouldn't.
but no, I mean, knowing the fact that as much as I love the movie as it is right now, Scream 5, I feel like now that I understand this story, I just wouldn't accept. I would. It would be tough for me to accept that Sydney was in it, so I wouldn't like it automatically. But it would be a great story even if Sydney wasn't in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Would.
so that's why I'm okay with Scream 6 not having Sydney in it, because I already got, that was like a little bonus extra treat in Scream 5 for me. So in this one, it's okay
To
that
have her
she's
in it,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense for her not to be in this one. So it's like,
It
okay, I
does.
get it.
And also, like, just to piggyback off that, even.
Hold on for 1 second though. But
Mm-hmm.
keep talking, keep talking. Hold on for 1 second,
Yeah.
but keep talking.
Mm-hmm. Just what I was gonna say. Just like Sydney, whether up or down, her by being in it was kind of a bonus. Um, Scream 6. When I think about it and getting all my thoughts together and think about the entire movie, kind of would have been the same, with or without Gale. Like, Gale really didn't necessarily need even to be in this one. That's kind of the way Sid wasn't. Um, just thinking about her overall role, even just Kirby, it was just nostalgia for the fans and return of the legacy characters for a requel. And even though the 5 was a requel, I even forgot the name Mindy gave for this one. I think it's not a sequel requel, but it was something. But Gale, really, it would have been the same with or without Gale in this movie, you know?
Yeah, I thought she would play a bigger role too. I thought there
Right. I
would.
thought she was
So
gonna pick up
wait,
the shoes without Sydney in it. Now it's gonna be Gale's kind of turn.
that's also
So
another inconsistency. If they don't care about the movies, they shouldn't care about Gale.
true. And also, we were speculating in the trailer who is in the house with Gale, or even where they are, and it was her house and her boyfriend. We went back and forth with quite a few things. Like, is she just in a hotel, or is she like in some kind of witness protection? Is that a cop? Is that just a friend?
No,
And is it
I
too
always knew it was the
soon?
boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really get a good look of it, Baines, or who it was or anything, but it was just wearing chill, regular, degular clothes. But what did they say? I guess so. It's been about a year since the events of 5.
Yeah.
So when you take it in consideration, they've been divorced for like, what was it, maybe a decade from the 5th one, from the 4th to the 5th,
Well, they didn't get
or a
divorced
couple
at the end.
years.
They didn't get. They weren't divorced at the end of 4,
No,
right? Yeah.
they were still no, they were still married. Like I said, they gave us. I'm pretty sure they gave us a time,
Oh, did they?
or
I don't remember.
maybe not. I mean, I think it was at least a couple years. It wasn't like last year or something that they split. So even though Dewey just died, they didn't like just like divorce or anything.
One thing I
So
was
is
never
it too
really
soon to date again?
one
Yeah,
one
no.
thing I wasn't really clear about from the beginning, were Sydney's parents still together when her mom died?
That was kind of really made unclear.
It wouldn't be
Um,
it wouldn't be
I
considered
don't.
cheating if they were not together.
Yeah, so
And
they
they were
were.
saying that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think they ever made it clear of them being separated or getting a divorce or anything like that. Yeah, because it was definitely cheating. It was sleeping around, with Billy's father and Cotton. So yeah, I think they were together. Because I think it's Scream 3 when Sydney goes to her dad's house, and that's the only scene he's in. They're talking about her mother, and he said he misses her and stuff, and like,
Oh,
um,
true.
so I believe they were together.
True.
Yeah. Not only that, it was kind of pinned on him as a red herring, for the movie and for us, like whatever, of him being a killer, the killer, and him going mad and snapping on the anniversary of his wife's death. So right there, they were together.
Oh, I see.
Yep, for sure. Because now I can say for sure because that was used in the movie. That exact thing. That I think Billy said it in his
So,
monologue that he just snapped. Your dad snapped on his wife's anniversary and went on a killing spree. Mm-hmm.
and he never died, right? He should still be alive now, right?
No, he never died.
Why was
The last one he was in was the third one.
Why was Roman never mad at the dad?
That's not his dad.
I know, but he's the one that made Sydney.
True. He was just in that one scene in 3, and just that was it.
That's what I'm saying. I rewatched 3 again, just like
I rewatched them all.
A week ago.
Mm-hmm. I rewatched them all over. Yeah, this last month.
And you don't think that 3 had some of the best dialogue, some of the best writing?
It did. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. To me, one of the most quotable.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm,
it was like witty.
Mm-hmm. That's witty I think the most witty.
Exactly. That's what I like about it.
Some people say, it's just her character. I was gonna say Angelina Jolie, but it's
Parker Posey.
Yeah, it's Parker Posey, but I like to say their names, their character names.
It's not Angelina. What was it?
No, it's Angelina Jolie and
Jolene.
Brad Pitt's other wife. It's both of their names separated together.
Oh.
Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that.
That's another campy, witty thing about it. It's yeah, because I think that was around the time of allegations of Brad Pitt cheating on the one with.
Oh, I see.
So they took the names and.
Oh, that's fucked up because Courtney's friends with her. They gonna let her do that? That makes it even more genius, actually. Come on, that's meta.
Kinda, yeah.
I wonder. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but the ultimate meta thing, and maybe Nev Campbell is scared of this now. Maybe she thinks there are gonna be some real people in real life that are really gonna try to kill her because they want to be meta. I feel like the movie's not meta enough.
I feel like for some reason when I was watching like Q&As of their reunions and when they're at panels and stuff of different cons, I definitely believe that was a question that she was asked before, something like that.
But I think she said there wasn't really a lot of people like that, right? Was that her answer? Yeah.
Something like that.
I did actually. Have you heard about the real Ghostface killers though? Like they really tried to do it with their friend?
Yes. I watched that whole 2-hour documentary.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Like literally they recorded themselves on videotape of as they were going to do the murder and then again right after the murder. And talking about it, and the whole thing was kind of copying Scream, and they if you know the story, you know the story, but that was a real life thing that happened.
But that's what I'm saying. So there are people out there that
like it that,
and then there are people that go out like if you could kidnap Kim Kardashian, in Paris. You could kidnap. You could kidnap Nev. Not that I'm condoning this. Please don't do this, people.
No, of
I'm
course
just
not.
saying. I feel like Nev Campbell. Do you think that's because especially now with all these celebrities, you know, they get caught
Hmm.
lacking out here, and she's she's not bigger than Kim Kardashian.
She wasn't kidnapped. I think she was being held up or like something like that.
Kim?
But yeah, in the room, and then they
Oh
stole all her
yeah, I
jewelry and
mean,
all the money.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, yeah, you're right. They didn't kidnap her, but they
yeah.
tied her up in her own hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So that could happen
Is
to Nev Campbell.
6ix9ine of kidnapped.
You're right. You're right. I don't know. I'm just saying.
That would be that's definitely something that I mean I don't think I mean that's something that wouldn't surprise me that there's a lot of people out there that are a couple screws loose or whatever and obsessed with horror and movies and stuff like that to actually go after the real life Sydney.
But
That
see,
that's
don't you, don't you think that that's that's how people? That was kind of like the main
the
point
premise of Scream.
of the first movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you
People
really
falling in
think
love with horror movies.
did you really think in the second movie that when you saw the second movie, did you think in real life that like someone's parents would come after their kids in revenge style, like and kill the people in the same style that they did? That's not believable, right?
No, I was gonna say not really, not at all.
Exactly. But in the fifth movie, it again makes sense that fans would be so crazy that they would read that. You know what I'm saying? It brought
Yeah,
that back.
absolutely. Especially on a chat line of super fans.
That's what makes it scary because it's so real. What is so real about Scream 6?
Um, not much. It's just a movie for sure.
It was a
It's
side.
compared to other ones of something that could happen in real life. This was
It's
definitely just a movie.
it's a side quest.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I, I mean, the only real thing maybe is the opening scene. That's happens a lot. People meeting for the first time on a date or blind date or whatever, and luring them in just to kill them, and they do it to multiple people, like women, and that's their kill. That's their whatever.
You're right. You're right. I guess that. All
But
right. That's a good
some
answer.
just have
That's
to
a good answer.
nitpick and just think of just certain moments and scenes, not the whole movie as a whole, as compared to Scream One. Like the entire movie as a whole, like was it's just a of super fans, not super fans, super fans of horror wanting to make their own movie, but it also has with Billy's revenge of Billy personally, of her mother cheating with her father, which made his mother walk out. And so it was kind of a double there, really. That had both.
True. True.
The first one. And that makes the second one, I don't even want to describe the second one because I love Scream 2 so much, but just less sense or less believable because why is she coming back to murder the people that killed her son that she walked out on anyway and didn't care about? But now you care. But,
Well, no, she cared about Tara.
no, I'm talking about Mrs. Loomis
Oh, right,
caring
right.
about Billy. Like, why come back and kill and do all these murders for a son that you want nothing to do with and walked out on because of what his father did? Nothing that even he did. That's kind of messed up when I think about it. It makes that
Because
motive a little less like.
no, I mean, sometimes it's like, if you were in that situation and then you have to stare, because I'm sure when she looks at Billy, she just sees the
Yeah.
husband
Right.
kind of thing. I could see
Maybe.
it. I could see it. I could see it. And she was crazy to begin with anyway. What
I
did
was
she do
going to
that
say
makes
that might be the only thing to
sense?
save it right there is the fact that she was just nutty and crazy.
And she played a better crazy person than the detective.
Well, we didn't see his crazy until, well, no, we didn't see her crazy until the end. So yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
um,
saying.
it was that moment for me, when Sam was just out of nowhere, like, oh yeah, your son was a pussy, like, he was limp, whatever, and he let
And
his girlfriend do all the killings,
yeah, wait, and that's
and
actually earlier. That's why I was asking if they had planned that, because in Scream 5, outside of the bowling alley, they talk about like boner pills or something, and
yeah,
that's
the
that
beginning
seemed
at
that
the
seemed
beginning.
super that seemed super random. And now I feel like it was a setup just for this.
Oh, that's a good connection. That's little things that when I watch it the second, third time around, more little stuff I'm gonna pick up on like that. Something that just totally like, because it's so much going on, so much happening that little something like that I totally didn't even put together.
Also, the guy that Tara was gonna hook up with in the beginning of the movie,
That I thought was a partner.
did you think did you catch when he asked her, "Oh, are you in Omega Beta Zeta?"
He did,
Yeah.
and that is not in New York.
I mean, they have chapters everywhere,
Really?
right? I don't know. That's not a real sorority. I mean, but like
No, but I mean,
different
in real life, do
and
real
yeah,
sororities
in real
exist in different states?
yeah.
Hmm. I thought it was just that one college,
No,
a
that's why
college,
that's why
and
they'll be like, oh, we're the chapter that's at this school. They're a
hmm.
different chapter, but they're the same sorority or fraternity.
Nice.
I never joined a frat, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but
Same.
I know that, because like you always hear about people like they'll be at a job interview and it's like, oh, we were in the same fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like
Oh yeah. You're
stuff
right.
like
You're
that.
right.
Yeah.
Uh, um, you said everything like no mention of statics, no musicals, no this stuff on that. Another one, if you catch, remember the whole big like multiple, I think two different places lines of Mackenzie family murdered, Mackenzie family stabbed. That just played into absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Um, and the opening kill, she was not Liv's sister. She was not a Mackenzie. A lot of people were putting it, trying to put or two and two together, and winning claims that that's Liv's sister. She's a Mackenzie, and
I
that's
feel
why she's the
like
opening kill.
they need to come up with the promos first and then write the story around that. Because I feel like they come up with these ideas later and it's like, oh,
Or
it's
do
too
they
late to.
only do it just to no, not only just throw us off because it doesn't throw us off on anything. Those promos and stuff that they released with Stabix and this and that, and it not playing into anything that wouldn't change the story or the outcome or anything.
But I'm saying like this new Scream that they're starting, it should be about fandom. So yeah, they should include the stuff that people are saying. Like all the fans were talking about Five Cream. So yeah, make fun of that by having them call it Stabix.
That exactly. Yeah, that would be funny. That's funny.
And then even how like they must have known that people were talking about how it was called Scream and not Scream 5, and they put that in Scream 5. Oh, it's called Stab. Not why don't you just call it Stab 8? Like that was
Hmm.
funny. See, it's like that's funny. That's meta.
Yeah. Dead meat.
What's
Yeah.
that?
um, oh, Dead Meat podcast. That was in the movie. That
Oh,
was
I
the name
see.
of it. But in
I
real
see.
life, um, it's one of my favorite channels, one of my favorite YouTube to watch. What is it? What is it? The
I don't know.
kill
I don't
count.
watch that
The
one.
kill
Oh
count. The kill count. No, you never watched any of the kill count?
no, I don't.
Oh, they're really big on YouTube.
Oh
They had a little cameo on in 5.
yeah,
And
I
that's
remember hearing about them, and I know they're popular, but I
mhm.
never looked
And
them up.
was that just more so also to foreshadow Kirby returning and the possibility of Stu being alive? Because that was, remember that was 2 little videos of to
Yeah, yeah.
watch after you watch, the video that Richie was watching.
Hold on, wait. So were all the kids fans of the movies, or just Richie?
Well, Richie was a low key super fan because he played it off like he'd never seen any of the Stab movies when he was asked right off gate from Sam. But Mindy and Chad, of course, were big fans of Stab because of Randy.
No, I meant Ethan and Quinn. I guess they were because, like I said, Quinn said Stu was her favorite.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
they were. They were just definitely getting
They were such. They were
revenge of
such.
retribution for their brother, but they
They were.
were all for because
Hold
of
on.
his love for it.
Wait, but they were such big fans, and they all love his brother so much, but they weren't included in the brother's plans to remake the movie in real life.
No, that was just all him. I mean, that would have been good to tie in now to have that, but no, because the whole time you was right about because I was trying to pinpoint what was playing in the background on the screens during the final act, and that ended up not being anything to do with anything. It
Yeah.
was just Richie making reenactments of scenes from Stab as a younger kid. Well, just cool how they made it like younger like that. I almost think that was like a lookalike or something. I don't think with a voiceover. I don't think it was. I don't know. It wasn't the whole de-aging thing like they do with Billy Loomis, was it?
I don't know. It was also really grainy footage.
Yes, very grainy. That's why I think it was a very close lookalike
Yeah.
with a voiceover.
I
Richie's
thought
voice.
it was someone recording from under Amber's stairs in the basement.
You did.
That would have been. Come on, we need to write the next movie.
I thought it was coming from the original.
I don't know. Let's not forget that Scream is supposed to be meta. And by meta, I mean not just talking about rules of movies. I mean actually break the fourth wall, not just by, and not just by making. Normally when people say break the fourth wall, they're talking about characters talking to the audience through the TV screen, but that's not even what I mean. I mean, let the play on what the fans are thinking and expecting, and make that part of it. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Kinda, but can you just elaborate just a little more?
Like
What the fans want, or what? What do you mean?
They knew. Well, I guess because it happened with Halloween, the people were like, "Whoa, they're calling this Halloween," but so they were able to make fun of that with Stab 8.
Okay.
And they could plan to name Scream just Scream so that they could make fun of that. I don't know what keeps happening to Charlie, why he keeps leaving. But hopefully you all understand what I'm saying. I don't know. Hopefully you all like this spoiler review. This was a very heavy spoiler review. We're big fans of Scream. We could talk about it for hours, as we have and continue to do. But I don't know. That was really all I had to say about it for now. I think I've basically aired my grievances. But like I said, it's like with pizza. Bad pizza is still good pizza. And this is not a bad Scream movie. It's a really good Scream movie. It was a really bad motive, I think. I mean, not that it was a bad motive. I would say more so it was a bad execution. And it wasn't as excited as I am for it to be the first Scream movie with 3+ killers. And I really didn't want. I would have been mad if it was like really 5 killers. Really, it was only technically 5 killers because of the first 2. But this wasn't the time. This wasn't the time for that. It's not the time. The only way I would have been okay with 5-6 killers was if one of them were wearing, because there was that one shot, and I guess it was one of Richie's home videos. It was like the 5 Ghostface masks lined up. If that were part of the real movie, and there were 5 killers, that would be cool. Because there's always the one main one, and then there's the one helper person, right? So it would make sense if there were 5 main killer like masks being used, and that there were 5 killers. Oh wait, here's Charlie.
Lord have mercy.
What happened?
I was just switching over there to over here because the charger was easier, and my finger just button, and it was going so slow. Like it was when you enter the do this to adjust your lighting for a better view look, and it was just stuck on it. So I had to close it out again, man. Whatever.
I got you.
Yeah, it would have been better that way. There's a lot of things that I would kind of change, but again, if I have to look at it as if I'm just nitpicking at things, then it's a good movie. It was definitely a solid sequel.
I mean, I was nitpicking some stuff, but I'm not nitpicking about the ending.
At the same time, yeah, it's not really nitpicking. It's facts. It's would have been better this way. This doesn't make sense. This is facts. Something that's right. But I still stand. I would still stand with. I think I like 6 better than 5. Yeah, of course, because
So you like 6 better than 3?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's still so fresh, and it was just a ride watching the movie. Maybe my opinion might change on rewatches.
Yeah, so like I said, there is that there are several websites where you can see a cam version of Scream 6. Not that I'm encouraging that.
Yeah, because like I said, like you should definitely see on the big screen. But I mean, if you can't, you can't. But it's just a recommendation. But I tried, and it was almost kind of a spyware. Like I thought someone was hacking into my phone.
No. That's an ad. That's an ad. There are ads that pop up.
Well, nothing popped up. It literally everything came up, and the video came up, and the runtime came up, and hit this button play to start the movie, and then it took me just right to that blank page, and then that's when my phone had died, and when I turned it back on, I had one of my first notifications was a pop up of so you want to watch movies or free movies or something, or movies in theaters or something like that. I'm like, what is this? Like, no. What is this? I'm like, is this going to start popping up now on my phone? Like, on all these little
I
things?
don't know.
Nothing's happened yet.
I think it was an ad. Sometimes they hide the X to make it, and sometimes they make it pop up with a new window.
So maybe I should give it another shot later.
I don't know. I don't want to mess up your phone or like get you in trouble
because
for downloading movies or whatever. So maybe not. But my point is, I thought maybe watching it again, because, like I said, I didn't realize. I mean, Scream 5, I could tell that it was already amazing. I didn't realize that it was genius until I watched it a few times. So I thought that maybe watching Scream 6 again would make me change my mind about the ending, but I actually like
You was
hate
able
it.
to watch it again in full, or just skipped around to like really kind of main scenes.
Well, so on that cam version is not perfect. Every once
No,
in
of
a
course
while,
not.
every once in a while, the camera will be down for like a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It takes me right back to the old days, like versus VCR, and then DVD and the CDs. And even people like coughing and people that stand up and walk across
yeah,
the
no, that
theaters.
that
Yeah,
happens too.
yeah,
The
yeah.
guy that records it, I think I don't know, he's like breathing really heavy. So
Oh
he's
Lord.
yeah, he must be like really close to the mic. But no, every time I watch it, I dislike the ending even more. It doesn't help
Well,
to watch it.
if you just type in Scream 6, I believe on YouTube right now, which I was doing while my phone was I was trying to get charged before we went live. Um, there's tons of clips from the movies all over YouTube now already.
Yeah.
The every pretty much everyone's death scene, the killer reveal, everything, and it's not the best quality, but it's decent. It's enough to sit through. You know, it's tolerable. It's in that. And I don't know if you heard, but there was this huge rumors and stuff going around that it was a secret um end of the movie after credits scene,
Did you see
and
that?
everybody was thinking that it was going to be Sydney or something, and to carry over the seventh one, like maybe getting a call, something like that. And it there wasn't a post credit scene for sure. We stayed to the very end because I had to.
That was the post credit scene.
What?
You didn't see it?
Yeah, I did. I was going to say,
With
yeah,
Mindy.
that was it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that was
it.
it. That was
That was
it.
it. I'm like,
See, something like that is meta. You know, see what I'm saying?
that's what Scream is known for. So to not have it be meta at all that would not be good. Because that's Scream movies for you. They're meta.
See, so Mickey doesn't count, but I like the Scream movies where the motive is movie related.
Movie related, as in making movie.
Yeah,
Right.
Roman really started the movie.
Literally was
He's the
literally was making his own movie in
exactly.
the literal sense, and
Exactly. See,
yeah,
that's what I like about the movies. That's what I'm saying. Get it now? You get what
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't at all think that Scream 3 is like the worst of the franchise. It is definitely one of my favorites. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
and
feel like 4 and 5 are my least. If I have to think about it when I'm thinking about it.
4 is my worst.
Yeah,
But
I can agree.
I like four's ending more than six's ending.
That everything with Jill's character and all that self mutilation stuff and everything, like, and having it in the hospital and still going, and there was a lot to it. But that was good. That was different. Like I did like that. I like every Scream movie. To me there isn't a bad one. But if you
There's just a
have to
worse
rank
one.
them,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. Well, I think we've debated long enough. We need to see what the people think. So
Have our agreements and disagrees. So I'm definitely interested in how people feel and where they place the rank, and what they think of the opening scene, and what they think and their opinion of the ending and the reveal. And everyone's gonna have their opinion and be different, but there's always, after everybody forms their opinion, it's kind of said this is what the fans think. This is the fans' overall opinion.
Yeah,
And
so
it hasn't been out that long, and people haven't given their reviews out long enough yet for this movie to fall under really a category yet or proper ranking.
I just, like I said earlier, I want to see people in the comments tell me if you like Scream 5 or Scream 6 better.
That's definitely a big question.
Because we want to count the number of comments that we have that say 6 or how many that say 5 to see who wins. I think I'm going to win.
I think that's our main back and forth. Our main disagreement is what movie is better, 5 or 6.
Exactly. But I just wrote it in the... Well, hopefully it makes sense to people. I wrote Scream 5 versus Scream 6. Comment below. I guess I should have added which one you like better, but that's clear, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing. All same thing.
Okay. But, yeah, I guess we will... Once the next time, we'll be back. Like, there's not going to be another Scream episode. We're not going to see it till next year. I guess...
I can say they are planning to film in October. Start filming in October.
Oh, true.
So if we do your math right as to when the 5th one was filmed and when it came out, and when the 6th one started filming to where it came out, if they start filming in October, I think that I would push for a January 2025 release, which sucks.
2025?
2020 yeah, because if they film, January 2024, because if they film in October of 2023, it would not come out in January 2024. Yeah, it would be January 2025. If they film at the end of this year, it would not come out 3 months later in January.
I thought they said it only took them a month to film Scream 5 or something like that.
A month to film? It was a lot longer because of COVID. It had to stop and everything. And that's what made it so long.
Well, once they came back, it only took a month.
Because I think they started filming in 2018, and it came out
in 2020. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And this one, it came out on my birthday, January 13th, and 6 came out March 2023. So that was 14 months, a year and 2 months.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I guess if there are any new developments in the Scream world, or maybe, I might change my mind. Maybe I need to watch it in theaters again several times.
I think I'm going to. I'm off on Tuesday, and I definitely think that's what I'm going to do.
True. I don't know when I'm going to see it.
We can come back for Scream videos as things develop. When things drop, like if they're actually filming, they're filming now. Is Sydney signing on, like off? There's all that's going to go on.
True. Yeah, we'll definitely keep you updated with Scream news as we move forward up until the new movie comes out. And hopefully we will be continuing on after that to talk about the reboot or the prequel or whatever comes next. Yeah. And if there's not going to be one, me and Charlie are about to just go out and start killing people ourselves, probably. So let me not say that. Let me not say that on YouTube. Is that going to get us banned? Is that going to...
No. Like, you must not watch enough YouTube. Like, the things that people say on their podcast. And it's a difference. And the difference is this is a live stream. This is not a video that we are editing and putting out there. So it's just like, it's raw. It is what it is. And there's so many channels with their streams that go places.
I'm sure you have a costume. I have a costume. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if they don't want to hurry up with it, I'm going to make a little movie of my own.
I know. I feel like I could make a better Scream 6 movie. Let's make our own Scream 6 movie.
Call it what?
We'll call it, because they never did Screams or Scream Again. That's our
That,
movie.
yeah, yeah. They never had any kind of screen with any kind of subcaption.
That too.
I don't know.
All right. That's all we have for now. Like I said, let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and yeah, can't wait to see what you think. And I can't wait to watch the movie again. So I will see
I
you
definitely
all.
cannot wait.
Exactly. All right. See you guys.
And if you're smart, you'll drop in the comments that Scream 6 is better. That's good.
I want
Don't
to put
have
a bet.
opinions,
I want to put a bet on this. Let's put a bet.
I bet, huh?
Yeah. What's the time limit? How long you think we should give people to vote?
At least a week.
A week? All right. So
At least.
we started at around like midnight. So I'm going to say like midnight Saturday, or 11:59 on Friday next week, which would be what? The 17th?
Yeah, today's the 10th. Yeah,
11:59 p.m. on March 17th. Whoever has the most comments, what should I do?
Think about anything Scream like related. Any kind of. Well, I don't know. Could you? I don't know. It's not like with our other things that we cover on the channel. And give them a subscription to Zeus.
Yeah, we can't. What are we gonna?
Right. I don't know. That's a good question. No, I didn't want to say anything. That's Ghostface mask. I already have a Ghostface mask, but I want a Ghostface mask.
All right. Whoever gets the least votes.
It's bragging rights for us, at least.
Fine. Yeah, let's just be that. Let's just vote. Just vote, guys. We'll come up with some. Well, if whoever loses, whoever wins won't get killed. How about that?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good bet to me. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Peace.
Follow us. Yeah, make sure you follow us on all social media and stuff too, if I didn't say that. See you guys.